Hi everyone, Crafting Vicky here with you, and as I mentioned last week, I'm going to be alternating between scraps, making cards with scraps, and making some recycled Christmas cards. So I didn't have one. Okay, let me start from the beginning. One of the things that I realized as well is when I'm making my card series, I'm making it inside my house and not in the garage. And as you know, even in the garage, I get interrupted. But when I'm in the house, it's even worse because, you know, I can't make everybody stop living, so they make noise. And it always bothers me because I'm thinking, oh, you guys must really annoy you. And I get very aggravated. And because of that, it makes it very, how can I say, not as fun to make this series. So I've been talking to myself and telling myself, well, I don't think you guys mind it all that much. So please do let me know if the noise does bother you, because that's one of the reasons why I was thinking of stopping the series, because it was getting very frustrating for me, and I was not the happy camper, and it was making everybody miserable in my house. So anyway, now that I've talked to myself, they might make some noise, and I'll try to be okay with that. So this time, as I told you as well, my cat Max threw up on a bunch of my cards, so even more reason for me to make some more. And of course I'm dropping everything again. I can't seem to do any of my series here without dropping something along the way. Anyway, so yeah, he destroyed some of them when he was sick by throwing up on the box where they were. So I figured I should make some more. Plus, you guys really love that series, so I thought this would be cool for everybody. And on top of it, a lot of my friends, colleagues from work, and friends gave me some of their cards. So I've got more cards to play with. And I also have some that I purchased in a thrift store, and they're blank, but I don't want it, like I told you before, I don't want to send just a regular card because, well, people prefer having them homemade, so that's why I'm thinking of doing this. So I've got a few that I've pulled out from the box, and since I usually make only about 6, I figured I wasn't going to pull out too many because I was going to stress myself out. And if we need more, or if I've got extra time, I can always make some with stickers. I didn't have any more card base, but I've got plenty of envelopes because I do purchase some stack, and sometimes the blank cards have stuff inside them, and they're not necessarily, like, they could be invitation and stuff like that, and I don't want to be covering the inside as well as the outside, so sometimes they're just not conductive for this type of craft, so I don't use them, and I just put the envelopes aside to use. So I measured my envelopes, and I decided to make some 4x5 cards, as well as some 6x5 cards. And so I made, because these will fit envelopes that would fit this type of card. And so I've got a bunch of those. And so I've made my own card base using some cardstock that I had in my stash. So Rebecca from Dances with Pitbulls was mentioning trying to do 100 things using your stash. Well, I'm using my stash of cardstock, which is a great thing. And well, actually, I still have a lot of that cardstock, but I buy this cardstock specifically for this because I find that it's a lot cheaper to make your own this way, but you can use other stuff as well to make your card base. But I just figured I was going to use this cardstock since I had it. And this being said, I'm just glancing over, and I have some file folders that I purchased recently at a thrift store that I could also use if I just cut out the well, no, they're not file folders, they're index. Anyway, I could cut that and use that as a base. So there's all kinds of ideas. If you guys don't have cardboard, you can use file folders, you can use all kinds of recycling, and that would be cool as well. And I had one of those left, So these here that I have leftover strips, I'm going to be putting them in the stash to play with when I use my scraps, because those would be perfect to stamp a sentiment or do something like that. So let's get this going. So let's start this. I tried to organize myself a bit better this time, and I'm not sure if that's going to make any difference. I tried to, like I said, cut this ahead of time. I've pulled out some stuff. I've got a lot more room because I've done a big cleanup, and I've pulled out my sentiments and put them aside. So hopefully this is going to make a difference. Okay, when I'm looking at this, I'm thinking this and I'm thinking that. So first of all, let's just trim the top, because it looks raggedy. And then let's just do this. So isn't that pretty? And I think this is pretty as well. And this would be very pretty like that. And this one is a bit big for that, but I could just trim it a bit here. Or do I use one of my bigger ones? Maybe it'd be better on a bigger one. So let's do that. And then I've got my stash of papers, and I've also I had a chocolate box that was gifted to me in this paper, and I thought it could be awesome paper for using for something like this, and it might actually be pretty cool right there. So let me just cut a piece off. And then so like you see, you can use all kinds of stuff. It doesn't have to be a specific thing. And of course I left my pencil elsewhere. I must have another pencil, or not. I'm always missing something. I would like to hear you guys. Does this happen to you? Am I the only one that's always missing something? I think I've asked that question before, and the answer was no, but man, there's always something missing from my table when I'm crafting. Or that disappears. Because I might have it, and then suddenly I can't find it. It's hidden under a stash of paper and stuff. So this looks crooked. And it's because it is. That's better. So my card is opening up that way. So it should be this way. And do I do that and put a sentiment? Or it's something like happy home. It's too small. It's too small. I like that color, but maybe something like this. Doesn't this look good? Oh. I'm gonna use one of my little cardboard pieces, and I think I'm gonna stamp something on there. I think I like this one, Peace, Love, Joy, or Celebrate the Season. Celebrate the Season would be cool. If I want to make a lot of cards, I should stop overthinking them. And I keep telling you that, and I keep doing it. I don't know why. I just do. Some my ink. Found my block. So line it up, kind of. Oh my God. It's going crooked. Okay, so like so. And like that. This off. This back. I'll just keep this on hand. Well, actually, I'll put it where I know I'll find it. And let's cut this off. And for some reason, there's just this little patch here of, it's bothering me. I'm thinking I should use some green, since that is what is a lot on there. It's gonna hide that little spot. I like that. And I think I like it enough that I'll do the same thing around the edge of the card. Okay, something like that. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. So this is how it's going to be. 18 minutes and we've only got one card done. But that's okay because some of the other ones should be easier since they're smaller and I don't think I can cut them and make anything, like I can't make 2 cards out of them. I'll only be using them for 1. So this should make the process easier. Well, I think it will. We will see if it does. Maybe I should line this up before I go do that. Like that. And like that. And I really like that card. I think it looks really elegant. So that's one card made. Now we have this one that's partially made. And do I have anything that I can use? Not convinced. Maybe with this, because there is a lot of blue in the background as well. Kind of like that. So this. Like so, and just trim this off just a tad because there's a line of where the paper was attached, and like that. I put it a bit offside. Better if I put this. Might be pretty. It's kind of hard to see though with that paper hanging, so let's try this off. And I love that you can use wrapping like this. Cheap material, I tell you. And the good thing is, you know, I save all that stuff, but you need to use it, as Rebecca says. So this is one of the good things of this series, is it makes me use my scraps. And as you know, I've been using my scraps of papers, of Christmas cards that I've made, and the little bits of papers that are left, as well as other things that I accumulate. Okay, I cut it a bit short. Because I would have liked a bit more of the edge. What? It's bothering me, so let's use another piece. To make this a bit bigger this way, that way. So like that, and like this. And can I remove this? Otherwise I would have had to hide it, but it's better if I can just remove it. So here it is. Okay, so now let's try this again. So like so, and then this. Oh my god, like the how did it end up shorter? Okay, this is getting annoying. So let's cheat. Make this shorter, as well as this a bit shorter. Because the way it's going to be 2 cards. So like that. And I do want a bigger thing on this side, because I'm thinking I could put the sentiment right there. So I'm thinking this one. I'm doing this prior to me gluing because if I mess it up, I don't want to have messed up the entire card. Then I could replace that piece. So I find rub-ons are very tricky. But it turned out good. Yay! Okay, so this is going down. First of all, my card should open this way. And second of all, this is all crooked. This is really getting annoying. This is like a card disaster. Okay. I think it turned out cute. It was a pain in the behind to make. Now, got this card that is very cute that was gifted to me by one of my friends. I want the sentiment to be showing. So I'm thinking just like that, and this ink. that. This, and I've just noticed that I have this little thing lying on my desk, and it'd be pretty right there. Might as well use it since it's right there. And it'd be pretty with a little bling. Like one of those little blings. So, whoops. Okay, come on. So, like so. This finishes it off a bit. Yeah, I think it's cute. So 3 cards. Okay, now this one I was thinking of doing with this and doing that. So this should be fairly easy. So like so. Like that. Just trim it a bit here so that it's even. This one can almost go just like so. Do I add anything else to it? Do I cover this? Or do I do this? I think I prefer that. Okay, so I love using old file folders that are being gifted to me from work. You know, when there's old files that, and it would go in the recycling bin. Well, it comes home with me instead. Okay, so like that. Like this. And then like that, so another card done. And then we have this one. It's almost ready. And I'm thinking I can do the same thing. And then I can put a Joyeux Noël on it. So, almost made it. And actually the last few cards were faster, thank God. because otherwise I wasn't making it to 6. So like that, and then I have some with that one. I think maybe this one. And what's great is this kind of teal goes with this border. Okay, so we've made this one and that one out of a card. And then we made this one out of a single card. And then we've made those two. So we've made 5. Boo-hoo. But it's okay. It's still 5 more cards than what I had, and 3 are bigger size, so that is very cool as well. So hope you like this. If you do, please do give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave comments down below. I'm looking forward to reading those, and subscribe if you haven't already. Bye, folks.